Hey guys, what's up? Another day down. Um, Another absolutely crazy, inexplicable day for me. Um, I don't know. Maybe this is me getting everything out before earnings kicks off. I hope that's what it is. But we'll talk about that here in a minute. But the question of the day is, why are we hooked on the stock market? Why do we become so entrapped, so to speak, by the market? And it kind of goes back to what I talked about yesterday, the unknown. When we come in the market every day, we have no idea how much money we're going to make. We don't know if we're going to make $5 or $500 or $1,000. Or we don't know whether we're going to lose $500 that day. We don't know. And that unknown, for me, that's the exciting part. Because every day I come into the market, I have no idea what's going to happen. Now, today, there was something that I wanted to happen, that I expected to happen, because I saw it happen Friday and I missed it, and I wanted it so bad that I put myself in a bad position, and it just spiraled out of control all day. But it's the unknown that just brings us in. The ability to make life-changing money and not really knowing where that end is going to be. How much are we going to make? We don't know. We don't know where the end of our money-making ability ends. And to me, that's the beautiful thing about it. Now, if you're a person who, you have to have everything perfectly defined, and before you start, you need to know where the end is. That's kind of what a struggle I had going into teaching, because I was a type person where, the reason why I got into engineering is because I liked exploring things that didn't make sense and trying to make sense out of it and trying to make something work that just doesn't make sense to anybody else. And when I got into teaching, it was like, okay, there was always an end goal. In every lesson you taught, every skill you taught, there's a measurable end goal. This is what's expected. In trading, it's just not there. And the people that were brought up with that mindset, it's really, really difficult to get out of it to where you can actually be successful in the market. I'm not saying it's impossible, but you have to work a lot harder, 3 or 4 or 5 times harder than the person who was brought up to, be somewhat of a risk taker. That, things didn't have to make sense to them before they engaged in something. That it's a totally different mindset. And that's why we talk about this in the trader mindset classes, is you have to identify your belief system and how it meshes with the profession of day trading or swing trading. There's a lot of things, but the reason why I believe we get hooked on the market and we get hooked so hard is the unknown. We see people that make money and they post that they make so much money, and we see, that's possible, but we don't know if we could get that, or if we can make more, or whatever. But to me, that's what's exciting about it. And that's why I don't really get bored with trading, because I never know what's going to happen. And that's why when you guys ask me in the morning, do you think the SPY is going to do this? I have no clue. I'm excited to wait and see what it's going to do. Now, yeah, I can predict it. We're going to look at the chart here and kind of predict what might happen. But do I know that's going to happen? No. I'm going to be sitting back excited, waiting to see what's going to happen and what opportunities it's going to give me in the market. For me, that's what it's all about. So let's take a look at the SPY this morning. Really, honestly, for most of the day, it really didn't do anything. If you look at the 5-minute chart, here is the top and the bottom of the channel. But, once it came up, it just traded sideways basically for most of the morning. And it wasn't until after 2 or right at 2 o'clock that we broke out of the channel that it was in. And it went up, maybe $1? A little over $1. It just kind of grinded its way up. Not much at all today. But I'm still, as I said before, I'm expecting it to hit this ascending resistance and then give us a deep pullback. That's what I want to happen. Is it going to happen? I don't know. But technically, looking at the chart, looking at what's happened in the past, that's what I think would most likely happen. But again, the exciting part is going to be watching it to see what it does. And then from there, what opportunities am I going to get? That's what this whole thing is all about. So, really interesting day. The bulls have been in charge, but they're weak. They just don't seem to have enough to move it. Maybe this market's tired and it really needs a pullback. For my swings, the technical swings, I need a pullback in the market. What I'm looking for to potentially happen is the banks to report bad earnings, which will cause the market to dip. And there we get our pullback. When people start to think, hey, maybe that's not true. Maybe they're just pulling everybody's leg. And, the market comes back after the dip. But, that's just my thing of, okay, that might be what happens. That might be something that can pull the market back. But I don't know. I'm anxious to see. I'm excited to start seeing, the banks, the earnings from the banks roll out. I don't have this. This doesn't go back that far. But early this morning, I guess between 6 and 7, we had news that come out that JNJ, the vaccine, caused blood clots in 6 women, and I think one of them unfortunately passed away. So the CDC was suspending using it. They recommended the states to stop giving that vaccine. And yeah, it spooked people. The market tanked. But I think when people realize that JNJ is such a small part of this vaccine puzzle, I think they're less than 10% of, they represent less than 10% of the vaccine supply, which Moderna and Pfizer can easily make up. And I think they've already made the plan to make that up. I think everybody was just kind of playing good with everybody else because they were all working toward the same goal. But yeah, these two guys can take up the slack. So we don't know where that's going to go. But there really wasn't any bad to come out of that, which, makes what I did today look even more stupid. But these are the things that we look at when they happen. We get excited and we look for the opportunities. And again, I love it. It's what keeps me going. So let's look at today. First trade out of the gate. I should have known that I wasn't going to be myself today because this first trade pissed me off. Well, number one, I couldn't get in when I wanted to. So it was rejecting my order, saying I didn't have buying power and all of this stuff. But I got in, and this is a trade I was expecting to look just like Friday's trade. I was expecting this to go right up to 275 and start to work its way back, and then I was gonna keep working it. It went up, really nice move. Didn't quite get to my first target, pulled back, and it aggressive pullback. I got pissed off. I had unrealistic expectations. I expected this thing to just run up. It didn't. It started coming back in hard. So guess what I did? I took it off. I got mad and I took it off and I walked away from it. If I hadn't taken it off, if I had let this trade work, I would have gotten at least my first target and would have made a decent lick on this. All right, a nice base hit would have been perfect. I'd have loved it. But my attitude got the best of me this morning. I let one little issue kind of creep in and I wasn't paying attention. And this was the start of a pretty messed up day. So plug was the next one I looked at. And I didn't, this really isn't the setup, but I took it because I could base the trade off of all of this resistance. I was just testing it to see if my account was working right. I mean, I just took it and I let it go. I didn't give it much room. I mean, it came within a couple of cents of stopping me out before it actually worked. This was the first target, and I had my order sitting here, but you can see it came down and it got aggressively bought back up, and I took it off. I took a piece. I probably should have taken the whole, everything off, because we ran all the way back up and stopped out at break even. So if I'd have taken all of it off, I would have had a decent base hit here. But this was probably the best trade of the day for me. And it wasn't much. Facebook, I tried, to get the channel break here. It made a nice move up. And man, it hit a brick wall and this thing came back so hard, I just took it off. And, I didn't like what I saw up there. And you can see it never did get back to test it. So what I saw was legit. It wasn't anybody fooling me. When we got up here, the bid and the ask, the spread got bigger. The ask kept going up, the bid stuck, and then it just started coming back down. Typically, that's what happens when you see a stock getting ready to reverse. So just kill that before it took me negative. But later in the day, a really, really nice move here at 3 o'clock. Really nice move. And I was looking at it, but I was finally took the time to set my laptop up to get the new platform working, because I try to open it using the old desktop for the previous platform, but because it was over 3 years old, some parts it just didn't work. So I had to go back in, and I spent the last part of the day working on it. And I was kind of glancing at this, and I should have taken it. I almost reached over and clicked it. But this was a really, really nice fade. This would have made my day today. It would have made my day. So you guys are seeing just how crazy my day was. JNJ, if you were in the room, you heard what I said. And it didn't make a damn bit of sense. I'm thinking, you know what? I think this is going to flush now. Why? I have no idea. But the thought just came into my head, and I took the damn trade. This is no setup. This is not something I trade the way I trade. It's not. I just thought to myself, or thought out loud, that I think this is going to sell off. I got in it, and it didn't. Okay. So another dumb trade. Okay, YNDX. This was, as you're going to see, the trades get stupider and stupider. This is a straight up, I don't even know what the hell it is. I can't even call it a chase. For some reason, I thought this was an opening range low. It wasn't. It's this candle. This is it. And then you shorting into a level of support. This is where it bounced and ripped back up. Okay. Not sure what's going on in your head, but you know, that's what happened. And I can't blame it on anybody but me. I'm making the trading decisions. I'm getting in and out. I have to take responsibility for it. So here's the dumbest move of the day. All right. I'm supposed to be trading YNDX, so I flip over to my laptop. And because I'm getting ready to do some intercessions during lunch, so I switch over to my laptop. I'm trading YNDX. That was the stock that I was in here, so I'm looking to, maybe, trade it again. How the hell I typed in RBLX from YNDX? I have no idea. I don't even know where this came from. But I accidentally took the trade. And this is just inexplicable. And then I had another one of those. I forgot to switch the account from the simulator account to the live account, and so that's where this $700 in and out came from. But that's not gonna happen again because that took all my time to fix that. So if you feel dumber by watching this video, then you got the effect of my day. Because I feel dumber just showing it to you. But at least, and hopefully, I got all of the dumb shit out. And now we're going to move into earnings. I can stay focused and kind of bring things back around. The only positive thing is that I wasn't red on today. That's the only positive thing. The JNJ trade I'm red on, YNDX, that was that trade that I'm red on there. But other than that, I'm good. Now, somebody asked me about the trades here versus the tickets. The ticket can consist of multiple trades. So if you look at this right here, RBLX, this short, This is all one ticket. But it's broken into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 trades. And typically this happens when I'm using the house route. And that's all I use, because it fails immediately. And I don't give a shit whether they box it, hold it for 2 hours or whatever. They're giving me my entry at the price I want to get in. And when I get out, they pay me the money I make. So I don't care what they do with my orders. You know, they can stick it up the ass for all I care. I don't care, as long as I get paid. But this is the route that works the best for me. Aftermarket, I use ARCA. But during the day, that's the one I use. But they just break, the order gets broken up like this. And so you see a whole lot of so-called trades, but you have so many trades in one ticket. And like this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Like 11 tickets in one, 11 trades in one ticket. So that's why you see different numbers here. But got nothing else to say for today. It was pathetic. I don't want to use any stronger words at this point. It was just pathetic. So just thankful. Just really, really thankful that I was able to come out with a couple of dollars. So you guys have a great night, and we'll get back at this thing tomorrow. Hopefully we can finish this week strong. I'm really anxious and excited to see what the banks are going to do, how the market's going to digest that, and where we're going to find some value. So looking forward to that. So we'll see you guys in the morning.